welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside April Jauregui. And Coach, just one game this past weekend. You won on the road. You took a tough loss, and I say that because it was a 3-0 loss to Temple, but it wasn't a match where you win and you got run out of the gym. 3 close sets, and that's got to be more frustrating than maybe if a team just dominated you.
Exactly, and you never want to take anything away from an opponent because I think Temple played well. They played solid. They had a great home court, but it's frustrating as a coach and as a team if we just don't perform at our best, and that definitely was the case on Friday night, and that resulted in a loss. And that's sort of what's going to happen in this conference this year is there's a lot of parity. There's a lot of teams that could be neck and neck, and it's who shows up every night to compete and is going to have the best chance to win. One
of those matches, I'm sure, where with 3 close losses in the set, that you look back at it and then game film, you think, well, a dig here, a block here, a kill here could have really swung momentum there.
Right, and we watched some video yesterday as a team, and the things we're kind of pointing out are look at the things that we're doing that's hurting ourselves. And it's not necessarily about a scouting report or trying to stop what the other team is doing. Because in volleyball, you do have to focus on that, but so much of it is what you're doing on your side of the court. And we just didn't execute at a high level. Again, we're excited to come back to the field house and get this home court feel back underneath our belts. But, honestly, hopefully this will fuel us to this weekend because we know we can't get that match back.
Going to talk about this weekend in just a second. But with just one match last weekend, at least you have maybe an extra day or so, just kind of reset mentally and get ready for this stretch.
Yeah, we did practice yesterday. Our original plan was to give them that day off, but, if you don't do the things you should, you don't get those little extra luxuries. But we spent some time, and we didn't practice long, but just to kind of some good reminders of what we're here to do. And again, the standard is much higher. Here we are in a new conference, a new athletic director, new staff, some new staff members, and the standards are just way higher. And it's just starting to get that mindset into the team of, mediocrity is not okay, and we're here to win. And we still got a lot of season left.
When you have a week like this, where you only play the one match, and you might have that practice, like you said yesterday, and I guess you've had it in years past, where you have a one match weekend. Do you like to break down and get back to fundamentals for maybe that extra practice?
Yeah, we just spent about 40 minutes just doing some stuff on individual courts. It wasn't anything too taxing. You're at this point in the season too, where if you can get those extra breaks, it's good. And so again, for us, we're conscious of that, but at the same time, we got to get stuff done.
Right.
And we can give them the breaks if we're doing the things that we should, both on and off the court. But we know somewhere in here, because we got a lot of games coming up, is that we're going to have to take those extra breaks just from a physical standpoint, because your body just starts to break down. And we know we still have a month and a half left of the season.
I believe you're in a stretch now where you're going to have, starting Friday, 5 games in 9 days. So this is going to be the grind of the season here. This is probably, like we talked about, we alluded to last week, this will kind of be the meat of the season, how you perform in this real condensed stretch.
Right, and when you look at it from the start of the season and what this sort of stretch should be is where we just start to go up and up and up. And again, why we had to sort of revisit some things from this last weekend is that we took a step backwards, and that shouldn't be the case at the middle of the season, is that we should be starting to store and then maintaining. And so that's still our challenge and our goal, because we know we're not going to get a ton of extra practice time in, so it's not about that. It's just about match after match and just keep getting better. So I think we have a great opportunity to rebound. Granted, there's no guarantees. We play very good teams. There's no easy games in our conference at all this year. But at least we have a chance to get back, on our home court and get a chance to get some W's.
A couple of conference games in the American this weekend. They're familiar faces. They came with us to the American this year. You'll face SMU Friday, then Houston on Sunday.
And 2, again, very talented teams. Again, every day we're watching the games. We're looking at the stats, and it's just night in and night out who's going to show up. I think there's some things that our team's doing really well. SMU is a very talented offensive team. We're a good defensive team, so I think it's going to be a nice battle out there. And we definitely want the fans to come out. We've been doing a lot of promo work on campus. But, we go on the road and we play in a tough environment. And even when there's only a few hundred fans, but the fans are there, they're cheering, they're loud, it gives that team the advantage, especially when you're on par with that team. And so I felt that happened, even Friday night at Temple. And we want to create that atmosphere here, that people don't come here and have an easy match.
That'll be Friday night, SMU at the field house, then Sunday afternoon against Houston. Then you're going to turn around. You'll play a non-conference match on Tuesday against Tennessee State.
Yeah, we played Tennessee State. They owe us a return from last year. We're not going to have a ton of scouting information. We played them in the spring, so we have a pretty decent idea, because you can't really do video exchange. You can't give them conference games. So there's a lot of things we just don't know as far as updated information, but they're in the same boat against us. So that's just going to be, I think, a hard-fought match. They bring a lot of intensity to the court. They're a team. It's kind of created a rivalry in the last couple seasons. So we're excited to get a chance to go out and play them.
I ask other coaches this. Do you kind of like a match like that? You talked about film exchange and scouting. Or do you enjoy a match sometime when the coaches just get to shoot from the hip and don't have to overanalyze everything?
Exactly. And that's the way it is at the beginning of the preseason. And it's funny because our team, we came out in the beginning of the year and some of the things we were doing was already at a higher level. But as you get scouted, then people start to pick stuff apart.
Right.
So it is kind of nice that we can just go in and go play and don't have to think too much and just play on our side. And that's what it's for. It's just to fine-tune some things. Obviously, we want to win, but, getting ourselves ready for that next conference weekend, too.
All right. Well, Coach, best of luck this weekend and Tuesday as well.
Okay. Thank you.
That is head coach April Jauregui. I'm Jeff Brightwell for the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.
Hey, Tiger fans, we need you to come out to the Elmerone Fieldhouse on Friday, October 11th as we take on SMU in our conference home opener. Admission is free. Be sure to come early because the first 50 Memphis fans will receive a free Memphis Raleigh towel and also stay after for autographs from the team.
We need your help in making the Fieldhouse an intimidating atmosphere for our new opponents in the new American Athletic Conference.
We'll see you on October 11th
at 7 p.m. at the Fieldhouse.
Go Tigers!